This will be for the month of October. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick one on this one. I spent a little bit too much time on the Cancer one, so we're going to go into what I see here coming in for you in the month of October. Okay, so overall, what I'm looking at here is the cards out is the Chariot. So I feel like you're in a decision-making mode. There's some kind of a new path here for you. Definitely speaks to some kind of a decision that's being made in a new direction. There is something here with the Temperance card as the clarifier that kind of speaks to really having to balance things out. So it does mean that whatever this path is here, you need to kind of focus on how to channel your energy in a way that is harmonious, in a way that is compromising, in a way that is moderate. It's not a take charge kind of energy, even though the Chariot is here, but it's being tempered down. So it does mean look for ways to negotiate out a situation. Try to kind of, mix and match some way of building a level of tolerance or compromise. So whatever that is for you, it may be surrendering to a certain agenda, to be able to find a way to, make sure there's success in, whatever the situation is that you're trying to balance out here. So it feels like it'll be more successful if you are doing it in a calm, relaxed sort of atmosphere, where things are a lot more there's a lot more level of ease, in going about this new direction or going in this new direction. So there's something here about a level of healing as well. It may come from this new direction here as well, because the Chariot does still speak to, normally it's kind of an aggressive sort of energy. Could be one that's by travel through, by car. But it is still a journey nonetheless, and it does still indicate that there is something here around can be a move to another house or however, but there is still something here that kind of speaks to, doing it in such a way that it is not, how do I say, you're not rushing into something. So, because again, the Temperance card is taking it easy, doing things in a slow, methodical way. So, this can be also that journey of, because the Temperance is there, like I said, there's something there about, even if it's in terms of a career or sense of purpose, it's about finding a way to communicate, I don't want to say spiritually and intellectually necessarily, but finding a way that kind of is finding the middle ground in all of that. So again, even in terms of a career path, you would not be, you won't rely entirely on the physical. You won't rely entirely on the intellectual. It's about finding things in that sort of middle ground is basically what I'm saying, all in all forms. So again, we're kind of still moving in that space of keeping things in the direction of under control. And even some of the other cards kind of speak to the same here as well. Because the Temperance is definitely that card of making sure you do things in such a way that there's a lot of movement that is going to be out of flow. Your actions need to have balance. They need to have some sense of, whatever you're achieving has to be done in appropriate measures. Temperance, well, the Chariot could also two different directions that you're also considering here, or two different paths, whatever that is for you, but it's about trying to find the balance in those two paths. You have to find a way to create. So it means that there could be in October a sense of feeling like you're a little bit out of whack there, but it still means finding a way to compromise that. So again, fair compromise, work-life balance. If we're talking about career for some of you, and for others a direction where it could be a move of some sort here, but it would be by car, and it definitely feels like you need to consider the right response for the situation. It's about controlling habits or things that, are toxic or that are taking you out of balance. It's about putting things into practice that are not the extremes, it's just staying on the middle path. So it's about something happening when it should, but in a graceful sort of way, like in a very flowing, fair way. So then when we get to, but again, it's still a successful sort of situation there because you do have the Chariot. So it does indicate that there's some movement in the direction of keeping the situation pleasant. There's also something, and again, about controlling oneself with the Temperance card. So again, it's like there's more flow, there's no blockages. It's about feeling like there's a certain element of control in your life. When we get over here to the Queen of Cups, we are dealing with something that speaks to, again, this could be a person, this could be somebody who is very emotional, this could be somebody who represents as, um, they usually have a lot of inner control, or they're very supportive, something like that. And it is in this case coupled by the Emperor, so maybe they do have a sense of wanting to be in control, um, emotionally, but there's still a sense of their being supportive, still a sense of being approachable. Somebody's really sensitive, somebody who has a good imagination, all of that. So this could be a very strong influence in the period of October for you. But again, either way, this person is generally along the line of sensitive and, empathic possibly here as well. But it is still something, even in terms of your actions, everything is progressing smoothly. So there's something here that is actualized, but again, there could be better, even in terms of advice, it would be more along the lines of you know, listen to understand, so that you have, relationship problems worked out, or things along that line. Because the whole point here in this reading so far is about balancing, being flexible, trying to meet everybody's needs, so that you're both gaining something out of a situation. So it's about controlling impulses. Even with the Emperor card here, same sort of thing. It's controlling emotions. Not letting things kind of well up and get out of control. It's about organizing things, being stable. So whether you're dealing with an authority figure in this, period, it's still about, not being too overly emotional, just being practical in the way that you move ahead. And again, still a lot of, reaching out in terms of understanding around the emotions, because that'll help you to provide more stability in a situation that maybe a little bit of chaos is around. There's still something here about you're following through with your plans here, and there may be a certain structure, that you're waiting on, or something like that here, but the information is definitely conclusions, I would say, in this next little bit. Now, the next cards out are, sorry, Eight of Coins. So definitely focusing on the money here. There's definitely something that I would say is coming in pretty soon. A lot of practical energy. This could also be a job. King of Coins is somebody who generally is putting the money in the right places. Eight of Coins is the repetitive work. It's the things that we do on a day-to-day basis that help us to accomplish something. But and to me, that's really the working card. So you can be master craftsman, you can be building something, but either way, it's definitely around forward movement, and it definitely is progress. So it's about, whatever you put out in terms of your energy is what you're going to get back. So there is mastering a talent. It's all about hard work. It's about being patient. But either way, it's about improvement in a situation. So improvement around your money situation is what I would say is happening in the month of October. It does feel like, this could be a work situation, or you could be hearing from something in around a King of Pentacles, which could be, again, somebody who is has their own job or business or whatever, and they're hiring you. For others, it's not about an organization. It's more about, a person that's coming in here, that could be giving you some advice in terms of the finances. But either way, it is still a very positive card, and it definitely speaks to finances improving. So whatever the situation is here for you, it is still speaking to putting you into a space where there's a lot more experience, there's a lot more decisiveness, control in a situation. Winter seems to be really prevalent here as well. This is somebody who is very stable energy and traditional that's coming through here. Again, this card, the King of Pentacles, could be somebody who represents as a realtor, could be anybody that represents as a business professional, but anything here that kind of speaks to a situation where there's, somebody really knows what to do with money. Either way, so if you're getting advice from this person, it feels like it'll be something that helps you to generate more of a reward, finances, or whatever. And if this is, something that has to do with a job situation. I would feel that this is a job that's coming in for others of you. But either way, I just feel like there's praise of some sort, by benefiting you and increasing your resources in some important way here. So then we get to the other cards out here, which is the Queen of Cups and the Two of Coins. Now, Queen of Cups is still an energy. Queens are all about still that energy of a lot of emotion. It definitely is somebody, could be a mature energy here as well. But Queen of Cups, like it is somebody who, again, is very influential. Sorry, I was just trying to think. I thought I had. Oh, I guess maybe I didn't have that card out there before. Oh, the other one was Queen of Coins. Queen of Coins and Queen of Cups. Okay. So, well, again, the Queen of Cups is somebody who's very supportive, and like I said, they have a lot of control, but they're usually feeling and emotional and heart-based. And hi, Bromo. And there's definitely something here that kind of speaks to, be a psychologist, or they certainly could be somebody who deals with the psychic world and that kind of thing. Either way, it's all the softer sort of qualities, poets and anything that deals with sensitivity, imagination, all of that. Somebody who's a really good listener, all of those qualities. So either way, it's a very supportive kind of energy. But we also got the Queen of Pentacles there, and that was again somebody who's very supportive, and it's very a lot of inner control. But these are two queens that are coming out here, so there's a lot of energy around practicality, being resourceful, being attracted to beautiful things, and maybe making something of that, because there is more money in this month that is going to. So there could be purchases or something like that. But either way, it just feels like there's a lot more energy that's around building confidence and dependability and resources. So there's more comforts in this period. And I feel like you are really starting to get a sense of possibly with the Two of Coins, it's almost like there is, because that is kind of trying to balance things out in some way. So again, it's Two of Pentacles basically, and it's about, partnerships and choices, and, how do you connect these things around this emotional, sensitive, quality person with the Two of Cups. So it's almost like this could be a relationship for some of you where you're making choices that help the situation weigh out properly, where there's more balance, more adaptability. It's, where you're prioritizing, but you're still trying to keep everything balanced. You're doing everything in such a way, whereas again, you're trying to act all these different areas of your life, but trying to keep it in balance. You're not putting everything into one pot. It's really you trying to make sure that there is a flow and a comfort in a situation. So you're kind of skillfully restructuring finances here with that Two of Pentacles energy. So it's almost like there's creating more of a relaxation because you're able to be flexible in a situation. And this is helping to, kind of keep things going in the right direction. Last card's out. This is more around a relationship situation here. But I definitely feel like with the Love card coming out here, this is that energy around a significant relationship, for sure, as the main energy out here. So basically, this would be something here that's on your mind, I feel, for this period. I feel like, because the card that followed is the Moon card, and I did pull clarifiers here too as well, I'll get to those, but because the Moon card is out here, it feels like there's some unsettled business there. It doesn't feel like the situation is, it's like there's a lot of things that you're kind of delving deep with, to try to figure out. This is somebody that, because normally the Lovers card, is kind of representing, the duality, Gemini energy, all of that as well. But it also is kind of speaking to kindred spirit, or somebody that, you had some real strong connection to. So again, this is, where you're trying to, because there's so many cards out here about weighing things out, this particular relationship, I would say, is about, it's in a healing mode, is what I would say there. Because the other card, again, with the Moon card, kind of tells me that there's still a lot to process there. There's still a lot of working through the subconscious, working through the areas of oneself that, really aren't dealt with on a day-to-day basis. It's about the possibilities. It's thinking about the things that we've distorted in our head. It's all about, the things that are confusion. So it's almost like a little bit afraid to start over here and go on to this new path, but it's also about, kind of looking at sort of the facing one's fears, but also examining, how a situation maybe arrived at this particular juncture or whatever, this path. So again, there's still something here that is, I would say positive that you're still kind of working through, because I mean, the moon card does indicate that there's still a lot to kind of deal with yet. Probably going to work through that further out in the month, but I still feel like overall it's about kind of with the things that we tell ourselves, lies and that kind of thing about. So you don't have full light. There's little snippets of truth or something that you might be able to reshape, and kind of bend and get a better understanding of. But either way, there's still some elements that are very unclear, and I feel like you're kind of working through those disappointments and, of that relationship, and finding ways to cope in this period, because there's still a period of, anxiety or depression or something that kind of goes with the moon card. The card that follows, of course, is still the Four of Cups, and that makes sense because you also have the Knave of Batons. So you're still moving forward. There's still action, but there's still, and there's still progress. But there's still something here with the Four of Cups where there's a lot left to be sort of dealt with. That's not a card of, ultimate happiness or anything like that. So it is still trying to find balance there. I still feel like you're working with something that has a sense of balance because it is a four. Like you still have the upper hand in this situation, but it's almost like something was draining or monotonous or, dissatisfying, hurt feelings, regret, trouble in a very ongoing relationship. It's stuff like that. So it's almost like you're trying to kind of focus maybe on the things that are bothering you, and work through those periods of uncertainty. But I would still say overall, it's, feeling like there's discontent in that area of your life. And I just feel like with the Knave of Batons, there's still something that's kind of there's progress there. So it's just going to take a little bit of time to kind of get through it. But because those are clarifiers, that's further out. It's energy you're sitting in right now. But either way, it does still feel like it will be, it's still progress. So in terms of, romance, again, it's further out. I don't feel like it because it's a clarifier, but it would still feel like, you don't agree on major issues. And it doesn't feel like you're with this person at this point with the Five of Swords. It doesn't feel like they're in your environment. There's a little bit of distance or something there. But oddly enough, with the Three of Coins, and it starts up here with the star following, it does feel like further out there is a sense of healing in this situation. Because the Five of Swords is communication issues for sure. It definitely speaks to some kind of adjustment that needs to be done in that particular area. Again, there could be infidelities, there could be something here around betrayals, but it's like breaking free from a way of thinking. So there's a struggle, there's some sense of compassion that's required here, where one person was maybe dominating more over another or played, more of a heavy role in the significance, but it feels like there was more lost than gained in a situation. But again, the answer for all of this, especially with the Temperance card and everything else, is about find a way to compromise, because that is what I feel was key in the situation not improving. Again, it has something to do with willingness to compromise. With the Three of Coins, though, again, that is a situation where things are going to start to, move in a better direction, because the Three of Pentacles does speak to grounded energy. It feels like more of a collaborative working together situation. The news is good. Things are kind of turning in a way that, the situation is maturing. It's like maybe the distance away is helping to mature the situation of the parties involved. So it will create more of a new level of intimacy or a new level of loyalty or a new level of togetherness. But there is still something here about working together in this new space. So, and again, when we get to the card of the star, things are still healing. There's still something here about discovering, learning, growing, co-creating. You know, it's things are going to be a lot more enduring with all of these combinations. But like I said, the star card definitely speaks to that energy of being more optimistic in a situation. There is certainly more agreement. You're being healed. There's more renewal. There's more healing. Like I said, things are starting to work the way it should. And that again is a clarifier, so it's a little further out, but it's like the inner conflicts are somehow being resolved, and things, you know, the outlook for the future plans are looking a lot better than what they have been. So there's some kind of a new opportunity here. I feel that will be turning things around. So something you thought that was impossible is going to become more possible, because this is about, you know, investing in one another, where there's almost like kind of a miracle energy where things are allowed to grow, things are allowed to turn out better than what you expected. Let's see what the advice cards are for Gemini for the month of October. Advice for the month of October for Gemini. What is the best advice? Love. Before you truly love another, you need to open your heart and allow yourself to receive love first. If you open your love, it will flow into your soul. Interesting. Okay, and the next card out for Gemini for the period of, so that clearly is focus this month for you. What's happening in the month of October for Gemini? Breathe. Take a few deep breaths and accept that sometimes things just don't make sense. Soon enough, everyone will come to their senses to see the situation for what it is. Last card out as advice. Weariness. No one has your best interests at heart. Others have their own agendas. Step up, take control of the situation is the very thing that people are not expecting to do. So what do you need to take control in? Being calm. Breathe. Heal your tired body and allow your spirit to find peace. Without harmony, your healing journey will take much longer. So clearly your body is on the burn outside. It's reflecting a reading you did for me in another live feed. I guess it's a confirmation of the universe. Yeah, sometimes I find problems really take, you know, quite a while to kind of work through. It just feels like for this period, anyway, things are still looking good in terms of your finances. That just keeps growing, that keeps getting better. But like I said, there's a weariness there, like I said, from all the advice cards and about keeping balance. So it's almost like you can't do the drama anymore because it's taking a toll on you, is what I would say there, Gemini, and for you too, Bromo. But yeah, like there's still a lot that's kind of being worked through in this period, but definitely love interest seems to be a big focus for the main energy out here. Anyway, hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight, guys. I will catch you later in the next read. Got a few more to do. Keep moving forward.